So if I were a mean person, what I would do is I would wait until you're about 40 minutes into the recording and then talk about the final exam. So everybody's got to like fast forward and figure out, or you guys have to stay here. Anyway, but I'm not going to do that. So final exam is next week. Recall the final exam is worth, what, like 16% of your grade? Not a lot. And that's very much by design. I am a firm disbeliever in having a large portion of your grade determined by 1 or 2 hours of your time. And I think it also rewards people that do nothing during the term and then figure out everything in the last week before the final exam and then get good grades that way. Bad. Anyway, and so like maybe it's only 12%. Well, anyway, is that right? 12%? Okay, you guys know. Yeah, all right. And how much is your Project 5 worth? 15%. Okay. So when you think about where you invest your time over the next week, think about that trade-off. So that being said, there are 2 parts to the final exam. The first part is a written part, and it's basically like about as difficult as like 2-year quizzes. And that's the format of it. It's going to be kind of like your quizzes. The questions are a little bit more in depth. Okay, here's the thing. It's open book, open note, but I don't want you using electronic devices, right? I don't want you to be like, I'm going to get on the Facebook and chat with my friends about it, right? And so I don't know how to monitor it, and I'm going to turn off the Wi-Fi, right? Sorry, guys. So, kill some trees, lecture notes. Yeah, kind of a tough call there. And really, and that's kind of what I would have you do to prepare for it is, read over the lecture notes. I think if there's anything that I'd expect you to have like at your fingertips, it would be stuff related to GWT, like names of classes and things like that. But otherwise, I think they're just sort of like general topic stuff that hopefully you've covered. And let's see here. I think all material except the last lecture is fair game. That, and I don't think I ask anything about dependency injection. No, I don't. But other stuff, that we've seen, probably not Maven, but other sort of Java things, concepts in the APIs, stuff like that are fair game for the final exam. The second part is an oral part, and it's something you have to worry about. So anyway, okay. Don't worry about it. Okay, so anything else? Okay, let's get back to it. Okay, yeah.
Next Wednesday.
What was that?
It's next Wednesday.
It is next. Okay, sorry. And the final exam, I don't know what's it's next Wednesday during class, during regular class time. We'll also have a special guest lecturer. My former student Ian will be talking about his independent study. We will do that after the written portion. So get here on time. So get here at 6 o'clock. I don't want you to, and we'll do the written portion. Get that out of the way. So if anybody's stressed out about that, get that out of the way. And then Ian will talk, and then we'll do the oral part of the final exam. Okay.
What's the other part?
Oral with speaking.
Can you elaborate?
Nope.
How long does that part take?
I don't know. How does my usually take? Half an hour, 45 minutes. Yeah.
Class?
For the whole class. Yeah.
Just trying to figure out.
The screaming dies down after about half an hour, and then I said too much. Okay. Okay. Let's go. Okay. So where are we at? We have our application, and we have some data validation. And when we create the game, we pass it off to that. And now it goes here. So I think the start screen is pretty much done. It's ugly. No question there. I'm not going to take the time to try to lay it out nicer. We're just trying to get stuff to work here. Okay, let's see. Let's focus on the game screen next. I think I'm going to want to do the same thing with the game screen that I did with the start screen. I'm going to want it in its own class. So let's do some more refactoring. game screen. Implements is widget. Actually, I don't want that. I'm going to have extends composite again. I'm going to get it right this time. And put all this stuff in the constructor. Here. Public game screen. Probably going to do public, but whatever. Paste all that good stuff in. And I'll say init widget with game screen. Cool. Game screen. Doesn't matter. Okay, nice. And see how simple the main program just got? And it's like, this is kind of what you want, right? It's like, yep, create that thing, hook them up, or at least hook up, hook them up a little bit, and take care of the transition between the two. So, yeah, that's nice, and this seems clean to me. A nice separation of responsibilities. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Nice. Let's go and reload. Make sure everything's still working. Oops. 1. Beautiful. Okay. Let's commit that. So extract game screen into its own class. Okay, now we want to do stuff. Now we want to populate the game screen. And let's see here. Now, okay, when we get valid game screen dimensions, not only do we want to show the game screen, but probably before we show the new game screen, we want to tell the game screen what dimensions it should. Well, really what we want to do is start doing things on the server. So we want to. Oh, okay, that's something we haven't really talked about. So far, we've just been dealing with the client code, right? And the client code has been, the client code has just been dealing with the UI. And what we're going to do on the server? Well, the server, I want all that functionality that actually runs the game. So I'm going to have it create the game, and then as you probe, it will make calls back to the server to probe. And am I ready to do that yet? I don't know if I want to do the server stuff yet, because let's face it, the server stuff is kind of a pain in the butt because I can't just reload my browser. So I'm not going to do that quite yet. I'll get there. Yeah, I'll get there. Okay, so instead what we need to do is we need to just create the UI for the game screen. So I get valid dimensions. Now I'm walking back. Because ultimately what I want to do is when I get those valid dimensions, I want to tell the server, hey, create me a new game. And it's going to create a new game, and then it will send back one of those. What was the name of that class? The game state. And the game state is really what I want to display in the game screen. So just let's bite the bullet and do that. Okay, so now, you know what? Okay, I'm going to do it. I'm going to implement the client-server functionality. Okay, so I'm psyching myself up for this. Okay, so what I need to do, I've got these classes over here, but these are in a different project. This is in my kata project, and I want to use them in my GWT project. Now, what I recommend that you do is just simply copy the code over. But I'm too proud to do that. I'm going to do things the hard way. We're going to spend no more than 5 minutes? 10 minutes. No more than 10 minutes trying to do it the hard way. You guys time me on it. So, what's the hard way? The hard way is we put the artifact for that guy on the Maven class path. We add as a dependency to the GWT project. So what we have to do is we need to go back to the Minesweeper kata. And what we need to do is we need to install the artifact. So Maven install, what it does is it builds a jar file and then copies it to the local Maven repository. So it can be used by other projects. And there it is in all of its glory. Okay, so now we'll go back to the phone bill GWT. We don't need that. We'll go back to, or did I just, no, I didn't, that was right. Minesweeper GWT. We need to go to the POM. Oh, wait a second. Okay, so we don't want that yet. Any other changes? Nope. So we'll go to the POM, and we will add a dependency. Where are dependencies? There they are. It's got a dependency on projects. Actually, we don't want projects here. Although we might, no, we still got those phone bill classes. Let me just get rid of those. Like the phone bill async. Oh, no, here's what we'll do. We'll just refactor that away. Yeah. Dependency, and this will be, no, the group ID. Well, actually, will it find something like Minesweeper? Oh, well, that's not exactly what I want. I want the Minesweeper kata, but I think it'll be able to find it. Oh, what's the version? No suggestions? What was the version? 1.0 snapshot. Okay, let's see if that compiles. Yeah, I can just do. I don't want to do run. I just want to do. Package will be slow. What do I want to do? Maybe compile. Will that run the GWT compiler? It might. Well, okay, it looks like it was able to compile it, which means it was able to resolve the dependency. Okay, that's pretty good. Now let's do something a little bit more interesting. Now let's take a look at. Now let's make ourselves a remote service. So what I want to say is the following. So now when I get valid dimensions, what I want to do is I want to call the that's something called game service. So I want to make a remote call. You guys remember how to do this with the service async and all that stuff and the server on the other side? Okay. So, and you know what? I'm just gonna. I'm feeling lazy. I'm just gonna. I'm gonna rename all of this stuff. So, you know what? I'll just get the ping service async. Let's see here, and I'll initialize that here. This dot service equals gwt create from the ping service async dot class. Object, no, ping service async. Sure, call it service, and then down here, I'm going to call the service on the back end. It's not going to be a ping anymore, but we're going to change that. Nope. New async callback with it's not going to be that. Okay, so we're going to here we're going to call a service called create Minesweeper game, and we're going to oh dear, sure, yeah, okay, and we're going to send in the number of rows and the number of columns. Oops, rows, columns, there we go. Chain signature, yes please. Okay, and instead of an abstract phone bill, we're going to get a, what was the name of the thing? Game state? Okay, oops, what is this? We don't need all that tonight. Game state. And let's see here, implement methods, on success, get rid of this guy. Wrong third argument type. Well, yes, yes, okay. Okay, so And now I've got the service that I want. I'm going to change the name of the class, not to ping service async, but this is going to be Minesweeper game service async. Please rename all that good stuff. This is where I'm starting to get nervous. Did I just break everything? Okay. Okay, cool. So we're basically, and so then this is all driven from the client side. Oh, and by the way, we don't want to display it here. We only want to display it after we've created the game state. And actually, okay, so this is all on the client. I just want to let me get the client stuff squared away first. Window.alert, throwable dot get message. Sure. Okay. So, right, what have we done here? We've now made a remote call to the server. As implemented on the server side, we'll get to that in a little bit. And what are we doing? We're saying, hey, create me a Minesweeper game with the rows and columns. And what that's going to return is the current game state. And what I'm going to do with that game state, I am going to send it, I'm going to display it on the game screen. So now, I am going to, I want to store the game screen away. And I think I'll just do that here. Let's call it game screen and initialize in current method. Cool. That's nice of it. And now I want to say game screen. No, I want to say game screen dot display. Sure. Game state. We'll figure out what to do there. We'll do it right now. Okay, now eventually it's going to display the grid and everything like that. It's super cool. Not yet. Right? Baby steps. What I am going to do though is I'm going to put this guy in a field called status. I'm just going to call it message. And yeah. And I'm going to have this label not have any text at the moment. I know it's all right, and I'm just going to say message.setText, and I'm just going to be game with a GameState.get number of rows by GameState.get number of columns. Grid. Just like to demonstrate, hey, look, we were able to get a game state, and it's what we expected. We will fill in more stuff later. It'll be super fun. Okay. Deep breath. Because we've done a lot here, and we've got more to do, and I'm wondering, should I check in? Yeah. Let's see here. Well, actually, let's... No, it should. If I try to run it now, it will blow up like I expect. So I'm sort of getting uncomfortable here because I've made a lot of changes and I can't run it or check it in yet. But gotta soldier through, I guess. Okay, Minesweeper game async is complaining because the methods are not consistent. Well, will it fix it for me? Create asynchronous variant for that. No, synchronize all methods. What does that do? Nah, that looks okay. I don't need that Java doc. Maybe it did the right thing. Well, there's the interface method. Cool. I don't want that Java doc. Super annoying. Fine. Interface methods are always public, are inherently public. I don't want to call it ping, but you know what? I'll change that later. Okay. Whoops. This is all wrong. How does that compile? It shouldn't return an abstract phone bill anymore. It should return a game state. Safe delete? No. That's messed up. Okay. Game state. Okay. So now I need to create myself a game state, and I'll do that by looking at the code that did it before because I don't remember the API off the top of my head. And I'm a little bit of a hurry. Okay, so it's probably this stuff right here. Oh yeah. So a new Minesweeper game. Minesweeper game equals new Minesweeper game. It takes the number of rows, the number of columns, and it takes a mine game generator, random Minesweeper game generator. Looks new. Okay, and now return game dot probe. I'll do that -1 -1. It doesn't blow up. It just sort of gets its bootstrap. Probably not the prettiest thing to do, but whatever. I think that's okay. Okay. Let's try compiling it and see what happens. Sorry. While it's compiling, I'll pause for a question. So did that all make sense what I did there? I had like all this existing infrastructure for doing the whole ping service with a phone bill, and it's like I don't need it. Oh, somewhere in here, incompatible types. I messed something up. What did it look like? Phone? No. Failed to execute goal. Phone bill GBT to incompatible types, anonymous, blah, and blah. Yeah, so, oh, this one isn't. Asynchronous callback. Found, but was, okay, so this thing is wrong. Yep. Is that a little better now? Let's see here. Okay, try that now. So I basically went through and took what was there created by the archetype, and I just started messing with things, right? Changing the names of the parameters, adding things, and using IntelliJ to do all of its good stuff. Oh, it blew up. What did it like? Oh yeah, right, it blew up. Okay, so why did it blow up? When was my 10 minutes up? 7:55, right? Oh well, I've almost got it working. Okay, so let's see here. No source code is available for type game state. Did you forget to inherit a required module? The answer is yes. What does this mean? Okay, so remember how when we learned about GWT, we said that only special GWT classes can be used on the client, right? And so ones that are in your client package, and then the APIs that GWT supports, which are like all of its APIs, its client APIs, and then it has a JRE emulation mode that lets you use things like ArrayList and JavaUtil but not JavaUtil text date format, as you guys probably are learning. And so it's got, and what the GWT compiler is telling me is that, hey, you're trying to use this, where is it? Oh yeah, sorry, game state. And you're trying to send it between the client and the server, and I'm sorry, that's not like a special class. That is not a, that is not like a GWT client-side allowed state. Did I get to inherit a module? So a module, you see modules in your GWT.xml. So you use these things you inherit are called modules. So there's like this module that GWT provides, and oh look, I've also got a module for the projects. Well, we're going to need one for, and if you look, well, what does this do? Oh, look at that. So there I've got, so what I've done in my code is I have created this, what I've done is I've created a GWT module for my classes, like all of my abstract phone call classes and stuff like that, by putting this GWT XML file in, not in the GWT project, but in the thing that the GWT project depends on, namely the projects.jar. So what I need to do in order to get this to work is I need to put a GWT XML file in the appropriate location within the kata project, but I don't know where that appropriate location is off the top of my head. So we will, we will look here. So find.name.gwt.xml. Where is it? Main resources projects.html. Okay. good to know. So I want to go. Actually, I want to go back to the kata. Okay, and let's see here. Do I have a main resources? No, I don't. So I need to make that. Actually, main Java edu pdx for Minesweeper. So I just want to make resources. And let me make -p Minesweeper, and then I'm going to just lays out. Okay, well, actually, no. I can go over here now and go back to this project. And do that, and then I need to refresh because I don't see a. There you go, the resources directory, and in here I'm going to create a new file. I'm going to call it minesweepergame.gwt.xml. Thanks for asking. Okay, and. Sure, okay. So, and basically, it's a simple XML file. It says module and which source files to include. And here, I think all I want to include is that the game state class. Okay, so then game package. So I add it there because I put it in the standard Maven location. It ought to add it to the resources directory, but let's just be sure. Minesweeper kata.snapshot.jar, pipe into less GBT. Oh, cool. Oh, it's got both. Okay, that's novel. Okay, so now if I install that, this copies it to my local Maven repository. So now this lets me put the modified jar with it, with the that project file there in my for my local repository, so that this project can use it. This is not something that you'll have to do. I'm showing it to you because I think it's cool. Hey, and it worked, or at least it's making there. It's nope. Oh, it blew up again. What didn't it like? I wonder if it pulled in something else. Error in file. Nope. Game state. Oh, drat. CS4 chamber. Is there something else that I need? One more try, and then I'll just copy the code over. Oh, I didn't include it. I didn't inherit it. Duh. Okay. Here in this, now I don't need projects, but I do need CS4J Minesweeper. Oh, no, wait, that's not right. It should be this, and it should be Minesweeper game. Is that what it's called? Is that what I called it? EDUPXCS for 10J, Minesweeper game, GWT. Okay, let's give that a try. Nope, damn it. Okay, what doesn't it like? Oh, because, okay. I bet it's because the source, it actually needs the source code. I need to change the Maven build. Didn't I say I would stop by this point? I need to change the Maven build to include the source code, and this is no longer interesting. Anything else in here? No. Okay. Last time, I promise. Minesweeper kata pom.xml. I'm already there. That's a lot of stuff in there. Plugins not for reporting. Plugins for building. There we go. Plugin. Paste that. Give that a try. I'm stubborn like this. Install. So what I'm doing is I've got to include the source code, which is interesting. Is like GWT requires the source code. Why do they require the source code? Oh, so it can compile it into JavaScript. Of course, that's what it needs to do. So basically, the GWT compiler will then look for my, nope, never mind, okay, enough. You win. You win. Fine. Ugh. That and renaming the, okay, fine.
Can we see the game state code again?
Yeah. Game, oh, wrong one. Game results in a new, oh, okay, that might be it. Sorry. Sorry, did you see what you wanted to see?
Well, let's see if this works.
Yeah, that's not gonna work. Oh, the source code is not being included there after all. That would do it. Huh, okay. Something is messed up. Did I add, I added it to the right place. Maven source, attached true. Well, never mind. Okay, so much for that. What I'm going to do instead is I'm going to copy in the code. So this thing, I'm just going to revert, so I don't have red there. I'm going to check in this stuff. I'm not going to push it. So let's see here. Right, coded. Oops. Coded up the logic to call the server, but it doesn't work because the game state class is not GWT aware. Commit. Commit. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to undo that change in the POM that added the dependency because we're no longer going to use. Oh, what do I need to have? No, I don't. Maybe I do. Shoot, that's why. That's why. I didn't have it depend on the. Sorry, one more try. No, but the source, no, the source code wasn't there. I wouldn't expect it to be there because it's in a jar called sources. Yep. Let's see here. Did that get published? We'll find out. Nope, it's all blown up. Okay. Yep, doesn't like game sync. Okay. Okay, fine. There's something else missing there, and I will not take the time to get it figured out, so I'll remove that. Don't depend on the kata jar anymore. Commit. Okay, let's copy that stuff over. Okay, so copy. Yeah. Okay, so we want the Minesweeper kata, source, main Java, all that stuff over to source main GWT, source main. Java, edu, blah, 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 blah. Well, let's just move it all over there. Yeah, let's move it over there. And let's synchronize here. Unversion files. Ugh, okay. So git add source main Java Minesweeper start.java. Cool. Okay. Copied source code from kata project. Okay, and so and there's one more thing I need to do. I need to go find the game state, and I'm just going to move this guy into the client so that it can be used by sure. So I need to make some stuff public. Somewhere something doesn't compile. There we go. So please make that public. What else doesn't? Make that guy public. Okay. So this is what you had to do right in your project. So what isn't it like? Compilation failure. Oh, I can't use a lambda expression. Well, I don't even need that class. I don't need you. Okay. Main program. Who cares? Because we're not running a command line program here. So I had to, the same way you had to copy over your like phone bill and stuff like that. I have to do it here. Annotations doesn't exist. Minefield with hints visible for testing. Okay, fine. Minefield with hints. Yeah, visible testing. Yeah, I could add the. There are no tests. Lame. Yeah, you happy now? Okay. Let's see what happens. Oops. Rebind result must be a class. Ooh. Unification traversed blah and blah considered. Wow. No. Oh, no, that's right. That's right. Okay, I did that wrong. I'm surprised it didn't tell me that until runtime. This is actually a useful error. You don't have the name of the async. You have the name of the sync service. Okay. Oh, damn it. Failed to resolve Minesweeper game service via deferred binding. Minesweeper game service, what doesn't it like? Minesweeper game service. Sends remote service. I need to do a clean. What wouldn't it like? Line 23. Failed to resolve blah via deferred binding. Minesweeper game service. Did I spell something wrong? Is there like a Minesweeper game service? Minesweeper game service impl. Minesweeper game service. Like I can't get the async. What doesn't it like? What doesn't it like? Minesweeper game service async. Is like my capitalization wrong? Is my remote service multipath ping? Oh, well, let's see here. So is there something wrong with this thing? No, that's the impl. Wow, that's really weird. Any ideas, guys? Minesweeper game service. That used to be. Oh, that was that. Okay. But what was the way? So, phone bill GWT.
Is the type of your service variable supposed to be game service or async?
Async.
Okay.
Yep. Client. And then phone bill GWT. Phone bill GWT. Create. Ping service. Ping service async. Minesweeper game service. Minesweeper game service async. What do you suppose it is? Abstract phone bill. Let's try Minesweeper. Okay, let's try compiling like this and see if it gives us any more information. So maybe there's something like dev mode isn't giving us the information we want. Okay, cool. It's failing at least here. Okay, now it's failing in the same way. Oh, game state has no instantiable types. Maybe this was there before. Okay, game state. What's an instantiable type? It doesn't have a zero-argram constructor. Instantiable type is apparently GBT talk for, yeah, make you all unfinal. Ooh. Oh, wait.
So they just always require that.
Yep. Nope, it doesn't look like. No, maybe it wasn't it. Has no instantiable subtypes. So,
Does game result in that zero or
yeah. Well, game results in a noom. Maybe you can't use a nooms? Well, you could use a nooms. Three to 4 hours. Oh god. I get the following error. Class looks like this. Where's the checkbox? Okay, here we go. Says that how did you do it too? Okay, yeah. Says that can't create instances by default. That's true because creators of blah, your official creators of blah, declaring blah as a static class should have helped. Basically, we want to send some object over blah. The class and fields which should be instantiable by default. Create it. Just new and empty constructor. Oh, maybe the enum does blow it up then? I know. Let's apply an experiment by saying saying this. Yeah, I don't like that. Okay, let's try. Yeah. Oh, but that's gonna blow up all sorts of things. Damn it. Okay, so the next thing is, can I use an enum in GWT? Wow, there. I have an enum. What am I doing wrong? Yes. Oh, well, at least you're getting that. Add is serializable. Default no. Default scope no or constructor. Well, yeah. Yeah, that's what I did. And enum. Oh, so I just need to give it a zero argument constructor? But it has a zero argument constructor, I thought. Huh. Okay, let's change it to a string. And, oh, actually, though. No, I could probably just do, change it to a class, a static class. And then public string lost equals lost. Public final string. Huh, saying there's no uses of it. That's kind of funny. Public final string progress equals in progress. String 1 equals 1. Now something else is going to compile now. Oh. Okay. Oh. Urgh. Fine. Be that way. I don't know. Seems really hokey. Oh, wait. Minesweeper game. Minesweeper game. I'm making a lot of changes and not having a lot of luck here. Get game result. Nope. Damn it. Oh. No instantiable to game state has no instantiable subtypes. What does that mean? Game state has no instantiable subtypes. I think you're right on that one. Yeah, you can do either. So I think you can do either. It's a terrible error message, though, if that's the case. Ah! Thank you. Zero argument constructor. Okay, now I want to take this out again because that's driving me crazy. Game state. Oops, it wasn't game state, it was game result. Now go back to wherever it was before. What was it the which game I changed that to? Yeah. Okay, so yeah, revert that. Can't result game state. Game result got lost. No, it doesn't like game result. It's not public, that's why. Lost. Now. Does it like the Enum? Please like the Enum. Yep. Okay. So we don't need to go through all that. I didn't even get into the interesting stuff yet. Okay. Actually, no. This is interesting. That was far too long. Okay, so we're learning things, right? We need to make things serializable. Yours might already be serializable because I think this abstract superclass, I think I just added that to abstract phone call and phone bill and stuff. What? It is? Okay. Okay. Hey! Hey! Okay. Oh my gosh, does anybody remember what I changed? I mean, 9 files. Holy mackerel. I think it's basically like moved the game state into the client package and implemented serializable in order to get GWT to compile and run. Okay, cool. So now we have stuff between the client and the server. Okay, wow, this is exciting. Feels like we're making progress. Now what do we need to do? Oh, actually, we don't need to. Okay, so we made the call there. We need to say display game state. Okay, so let's make this a little bit more interesting now. Let's actually display the game state. So what we're going to need up here is we're going to need a grid. And we'll call it the grid. Let's see here. If we make a new grid, does this have a rows and columns? Can we also like say grid.setRows? Set size, set rows. So what I need to figure out is, do I need to create a new grid each time, or can I create it once and just resize it? I think what we were seeing, where did the, okay, there we go. Grid. It must be resized explicitly. Well, so how do you resize it? I wonder if there's a, yeah, it can be resized later. Resize method. Okay, so not set, but resize. Good to know. Okay, so we'll start off with a new grid of 0, 0. And then we'll say gamescreen.add grid in doc panel.center. And then when we display the game state, so instead of this thing, we're going to say, we need to have grid be a field. And so we're going to say grid dot resize to game state dot get number of rows, game state dot get number of columns. Actually, make sure that's the right. Those were the parameters, right? Rows and columns. Okay, cool. We're going to say that. And then what do we need to do? We need to yeah, I gotta fill in the grid. Okay. And I kind of don't like the having to resize it each time because it's going to be the same, right? So maybe we should. Maybe the first time we should say game screen. Oh, interesting. Okay, yeah. We can say let's have another method on game screen. Game screen, which is dot set grid size, and to the game state dot get number of rows, game state dot get number of columns. Get number of columns. And what this will do is it will size and populate the grid. So it'll do this resize. Actually, I don't want to do that there. Right, because you don't want to, we don't have to and by populate I mean put all of the widgets in which the thing displays. So let's see here. Let's go back to that grid API and then add clear cell. How do you add stuff? Insert row, prepare cell. Add cells? Where's add cell? That's not what I want. That wasn't the example. Grid for each column, G. Oh, set text. That's cool. Yeah, we can just use that. It is. We can also set widget. Actually, yeah, we want to set the widget because what we're going to want in there is we could put buttons. I was also thinking of putting labels. Well, but we'll get there next. So, okay, so for int row equals 0 while row is less than number of rows, row plus plus. For int column, is that right? Yeah. Column equals 0 while columns less than number of columns. Column plus plus. Grid set widget, add widget. Shoot, what was that called? Set text. I want to set the widget actually. Set widget. It does have one of those. Good. Row, column, and we're just going to put a new label. Nice. I want to see how that looks. Okay, so let's just do. Thank you. That one messed me up. Okay, set grid size, then display game state. So we'll just keep that for the time being, just to make sure that it works. And then we need to say, we need to iterate over that again. I really don't want to type that again. Okay. Did I copy that actually? Copy. Okay, so here I want to say this.grid.get row count, this.grid.get column count, and I want to say label equals grid.get, oops, this.grid.get widget at row column, and I gotta cast that, I'm sure. Yeah. And then I want to say label.set text game state get car at row column. What does it look like? Oh, that returns a character, string value of, sure, it uses a string. Let's give it a try. I don't think I need to restart the server because I didn't change anything on the server side. 3x2. Creating that. Cool. Question marks is what I expect. Nice. Okay. So getting close. So let's see here. Display the contents of the game state in a grid. Okay. Now we want to be able to click on these labels and have something happen. So, okay. So now here, this label, I'm going to introduce a method, which is create cell. No. Okay, sometimes. Okay, and so then we're going to call this guy cell. And I'm pretty sure cell has a add click listener, click handler. Yes. New click handler. Oh. Okay. I need to know the row and the column. So I need to know where you clicked. And I also need to know the game. Which means I need to keep track of the game that I display. This dot game state equals game state. And that'll change over time, right? So yeah, so when I click there, oh, maybe I don't need to. No, I don't need the game state. Nope, I don't need to save that off into a field. So I'll just undo that. Nope, I don't need the game state. What I just need to know, actually I need something else, and we'll see what I need in a moment. Okay, so when I click on this guy, what do I want to do? Well, what I need is I need the service. Because what I want to do is I want to invoke the probe method. Oh, interesting. The probe method. No, the probe method is on the game. Right. So that's what I need to do. So I need to invoke a method on the service. And so that'll be the Minesweeper game. Oh, sorry. Okay. Ahead of myself. So I want to say, I want to have a service, and I want to create a field. And I want to create it in games, and I want it to be the Minesweeper game service async. And I want that to be final. And so I want to add a constructor parameter to pass it in, because I don't want to create it myself. I want it passed to me. And then I want to say, there, and I want to say probe, and then a row column, and then a new async callback of, and what I'm going to get back is new game state. And when I get that new game state, what I'm going to do is I'm going to display it. Oops. Cool. I'm going to go one down, as my complaint doesn't implement that method. I'm going to implement it. And what am I going to do? I'm going to, I need to save the state now off into a field. Nice to know. And then I'm going to return game.probe row column. So It's kind of an interesting interaction between the client and the server. Right now, I designed my class with this usage in mind. I designed the like the Minesweeper game class in mind. The server, so this is the service impl, keeps track of one game, and so it's like, oh, yes, create it, great. It puts it off and stores it in a field, and then that same game object is used on subsequent calls to probe. Not the most real world, but we can talk about how to make it more real world once we get it working in the fake world. Okay. Cool. So let's see here. So it displays the game state for the successful one, and then when it creates a cell, let's see here. Oh, here. Let's throw up a window.alert. Probably not the best way to do it. But whatever. And then I need to. Oh, nice. When I added it, it automatically put in the service. Super cool. This is an example of dependency injection, where it's like the game screen needed the service, but instead of creating it itself, it was provided to it. Anyway, yeah. If we had 2 more weeks in this course, actually we had 1 more week, but if I had 2 more weeks, I would like go into all the advanced GWT stuff, and we'd be using like the model view controller and everything. We'd have unit tests, we'd have all that stuff. But I don't have 2 more weeks, so as you can see, there's already plenty here. Okay, I changed the back end, and so I need to restart everything. I'm going to do a Maven clean just to be safe. And I think we're almost done. Next, one more thing I wanted to do. Oops. You're right about taking longer to compile. Thinking. Oh, my fan's starting to take off. Working hard. Okay. 3x4. Great game. Get rid of that. Okay, now I click on one of these. Ooh. Click on one of those. Hey. Okay. Cool. So more stuff's working. Let's commit that. One more thing I want to add, and then I think we can call it a night. So let's see here. Shoot, what did I do? Didn't punch it. I don't remember. I added. Oh yeah. So when you click on a cell, probe the game. Probe is an uncomfortable word. Okay, so the last thing I want to do is here on the game screen, when I display the game state, not only do I want to do it there, but now I want to say if game state dot get game result equals game result dot lost. I want to say this dot status, this dot message. Yeah, that's set text. You lost the game, yeah. And then otherwise, else if game. No, I should probably put that into a variable or something. 1. This dot message dot set text. You won the game. With exclamation points. An emoji. I don't know. Let's make a nice big 10x10. Oh, get rid of that. Do I dare get rid of that? Okay, let's see here. What do we got? 2, 1. Oh, there we go. Let's see here. There's probably got to be 1 there. Oh. So there's not 1 there. Oh, duh, I forgot. Okay, I lost the game. Okay, now I'll try it so I can win. 4x4, not so big. Yay, I won the game. Okay, so actually oh wow, it was random and it had no bombs in it. That's okay, it needs to be displayed better. You can fix that later. Okay, awesome. So, okay. I think I'm done. So let's see here. Display a message when you win or lose the game. Actually, okay, sorry, one more thing I gotta fix. I think in the label, where do I create that label? Create cell. Good. Cell.set height 10 pixels. So let's set width 10 pixels. This way is that gonna work? I'm never sure. 10 by 10. Okay, that looks more like a grid. Yeah, okay. So now let's reload, try to do a small one. Oops. 4 by 4. Gotta get rid of that thing. Okay, cool, nice. Now when they're all blank, it still sort of looks the same. And okay, so make each cell a square. The Old English spelling. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, it didn't take as long as it could have. What did we learn tonight? So this is what GWT development's like. I think there are parts of it that were fun. You had a really rapid turnaround to get to see things evolve quite quickly, and then stuff doesn't work, and what the hell? And so we saw things like, oh look, you had an uncut null pointer exception, and you had to look in the JavaScript console to see to see that there was a problem, and then it gives you some cryptic error. We saw that like things like renaming XML files and stuff, Maven and other thing that weren't happy with that. Okay, don't mess with that. We saw the problems that I had trying to get the third party, the stuff from the one project into the other project. It can be done. I did it with the like your abstract phone call stuff. Just there's something here that I was missing, and maybe I guess was the serialization all along? What was it? Yeah, I was saying I couldn't find it, right? Okay, so it wasn't just that. So okay. Anyway, yeah. So that's my observations. What are some of your observations? What do you, the viewers at home, think? Yeah.
Things are different between web browsers.
Yeah, you were telling me that like things look different on
Like for instance, that problem I was having with the button not being pressed, it was in Firefox. It's because I added the hit listener after the button was added to the page, which worked in Chrome but not in Firefox.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, sounds like a bug in GWT. Okay, I'm going to be testing with Chrome on my Mac. Okay, what else? Did this help? Do you have a better idea? Okay, good. I'm getting lots of nods. That's good. Maybe it's nodding off. It was just getting late. It was a lot to sit through. It's a lot for me too. Anyway, okay, cool. Anyway, and so you can imagine, how we can make this better. Certainly, it doesn't look good. We need to make it look better. I don't know, have different colors, like when you game, when you win the game. But yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm pretty happy with it. Oops. Okay, I gotta get rid of that thing. Oh my goodness, that is super annoying. Window.alert. That's not in this one though. That would be in the main game. Anyway, okay, good. Yes, I can tell by the zipping of the backpacks that it is time to go, and it is. So anyway, so we'll see you next week for the final exam and Ian's presentation, and that will be it. We'll sign our yearbooks. We'll sing It's So Hard to Say Goodbye to Yesterday, and that'll be it. Good night, everybody.